We are. Here we go again. There we go. There it is.
I'm not
See, you knew it. You knew all you had to do was press your head and talk into the microphone. But no, you didn't do that. You had to sit there and act like it's not happening. It's
Whatever.
happening. You know it's happening.
Whatever. Did you pour your wine yet?
No, it's not time for me to pour my wine
Get to it.
in. Don't tell me when to pour my wine.
Pour your wine.
Where's your drink?
I don't need one.
You ain't got one. I'm gonna pour mine.
I'm
You
both-
ain't got up yet.
Listen, I rode the bus today. I'm not feeling so great.
Damn.
I'm serious. I've been
Ride
nauseous.
the bus every day.
I've been nauseous since mid-bus ride.
This is throw-worthy right now. Talk about I rode the bus today. I rode the bus today, so I can't drink nothing now. What kind of crazy talk is this?
I don't know if it was the bus ride, if it was the stinky woman next to me with her stank death breath, if it was your little buddy's stupidity. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a combination of it all.
And that means you can't drink now?
No,
That's
I
what
just
you're saying?
really don't feel great. I'm really nauseous and
Nauseous.
yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Really?
See? This is when I need the stand button.
I've got Stan on standby.
I need a button. I need a thing that I can literally push and it will just throw in a stand.
Okay.
I need a button. I need to figure out how to make a button.
I looked for that at one time on Taobao, but I didn't find what we were looking for. And they were pretty expensive.
I think in our podcast we need to have a. Right now we have an Aaron and Karen, and we have a Keegan and Aaron track. We have an introduction track, an intro music, and a backing music track.
Mm-hmm.
We need a stand track.
Okay.
So then I can just insert.
Oh, really?
Oh, there's no O.
Oh, that's right. It's just
Come
really.
on now, you got it. You are so not doing this right.
Really?
You're making it sound like sadness, and that can't happen. All right, so tell us about the trials and tribulations of going to the post office, because I know that's what you want to whine about. So whine about it.
Okay. First of all, your little buddy is a moron.
Keep going, because if you stop there, pretty much that's the whole month.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, we get to the bus. I get to the bus stop, waiting for your buddy to join me. He's already on the bus. And as I'm standing there, I see that the street cleaner truck is coming and that the water pressure is super high today.
okay, you're calling the street cleaner. Why don't you describe what this thing is? 'Cause
Okay,
it's really not a street cleaner.
It's this gigantic water truck, and it shoots water on both directions sideways and to quote unquote clean the street. Usually this truck sings
From the top or the bottom?
the bottom underneath. So usually this truck sings as it's coming, so you know it's fair warning. It's a small world after all. It means you're about to get drenched from the knees down.
Now how messed up is that? It's a small world is the warning song for getting wet.
So it's raining today. Excuse me, I have a tickle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's raining today, and here comes the water truck. And I noticed when it's coming, I can see splatters on the curb ahead. So I move back behind the bus stop, the big signs, and I kind of move back all the way to the bushes on the other side of the sidewalk, the far side of the sidewalk, so that I'm away from the water. The other ladies notice what I'm doing and join me. One woman wasn't really paying attention, and so she got up and had to dart over. And as this truck gets there, the water is so strong that it sprays mud probably about 4 feet up, all over the sidewalk, all over the benches, into the middle of the backing of the bus stop. And what do? They just go, pull out a tissue, wipe off the seat, and sit back down. And then the cleaning ladies come over and start cleaning the sign. Which I do not understand. Why have this stupid water truck when it's already pouring down rain?
Because the street needs to be clean.
Dude.
Duh.
Dude.
How do you not know that? What kind of society did you come from that doesn't wash the street when it's raining? I mean, if you're gonna have a clean street, you have to wash it when it's dry, and you must wash it when it's wet.
Yeah.
That's the only way the street will get clean.
Logic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, logic. Logic dictates that you must clean whether the street is wet or dry, right? It's like pulling out the soap while you're in the ocean.
Okay, then.
You're already wet.
Uh-huh.
So
anyway, while I'm still waiting, mind you, there's a long wait for the buses. I'm still waiting, and all of a sudden these two guys come up, and they're pointing at me and talking about me, and one is trying to drag the other over to me. And I'm like, please don't make me hurt somebody today. I don't want to hurt anybody today. But he was trying to get the man to come over and talk to me, and the man was very drunk. This is 2:50 in the afternoon, and the guy was hammered.
Oh, it was after lunch.
It was after lunch, so they were ripped.
Yeah, what's the problem?
And maybe my resting bitch face.
You're trying to say that you're not allowed to drink at lunch?
In China, you can.
In
the U.S., you cannot.
You're whining, but I don't think your whining is having.
Listen, you've been out of the U.S. too long.
I don't think it's founded.
I worked for a high-end department store's buying office, and when my boss came back from lunch trash, she got fired. So that's just not something.
But your boss didn't work in China.
It's true. She would have loved to work in China. So anyway, I had to put on my resting bitch face and get rid of the.
What did you put on?
Resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Is that the face you're wearing now?
No. This is my I love my husband face.
Oh, God. Why do they look so similar?
Hey! Man. That's not nice.
Well, I don't know what resting bitch face is, so.
You know that look you give somebody like, motherfucker, don't you dare come over here. I will fuck you up.
I don't know if you call that a resting bitch face.
Sure it is, because when you don't want other people to bother you, that's the face you put on.
I just give them the motherfucker stay over there face. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a resting. I don't. What's the equivalent of bitch for man? Bitch.
Asshole face.
Bitch.
No.
I don't have one of those. I just have. I don't want you near me face.
That's pretty much what I had
Stay over
on.
their face.
Don't you dare bring your ass over here face.
I wish you would. Face. I guess that's the only face I got.
Yep. So finally I made it to the bus, got on the bus with your little buddy. And I asked him.
Your little buddy.
Specifically. Okay, if I want to come back on my own, how many stops is it? I don't know. But I think it's 2 stops from the mall, the Sanshue Plaza. I said, okay. No, he didn't say I think. He said it is 2 stops from Sanshue Plaza. I said, okay, thanks. So we get ready to get to the second stop. And I said, now? And he said, no. I think we'll go one more. Okay. So we get off at the third stop and ended up walking 4 blocks in the pouring rain because he got off at the wrong stop.
Now, the stops are written on the inside of the bus.
Inside of the bus, outside of the bus.
Well, once you get off, you're screwed.
Right.
I mean, you're now off. You got to pay again to get back on.
Right.
So you're not going to want to do that. But the idea is inside the bus, it actually says, just like in the subways, it says the different stops, the names of the stops. The names of the stops are quite clear.
And he's got an
Looking
app
through
on
the
his phone.
windows outside the bus.
Right. He's got an app on his phone to tell him which stop to get off.
Wait a minute. He didn't have that app at work. He asked Raisa to take a picture of the bus line.
So he was looking at something.
He had a photo.
Okay, he had a picture then. I'm sorry. I thought he had the app that Raisa has.
No, Raisa had the app. He didn't have the app, which is funny because I think the app is all in Chinese.
The app is all in Chinese.
But apparently he doesn't speak Chinese, right?
Apparently he does not read Chinese. So he gets off at the wrong stop.
And he works at a school, right?
He works at a school and he's from the area.
Karen, he's not from the area. He was born and bred here. He's not just from here. It's not a small, he was here for the last 10 years. No. He's only known here.
Right.
Anyway,
we walk 4 blocks in the rain. On the walk, I say to him, I don't remember walking this far. Yes. I said, no, we didn't walk this far before. Yes, this is right. And I'm like, okay. So we finally get to the post office. I have to pay a fee to pick up our package, which I didn't understand. So I asked him, can you please ask them, why am I paying a fee? He said taxes. I said, but the value of the package is under the amount that should be taxed. Why am I paying a fee? I don't know. I can't tell you in English. It's just taxes. You just have to pay it. But he wouldn't ask them again. He only asked them once. I'm like, whatever. It's $12. I'm just going to pay it, get my box, and leave. So he carries the little box, little 5-pound box. We get to the bus stop, which is right in front of the building. Literally walk out of the building, and there's the bus stop.
So you didn't have to walk the 4 blocks?
In the rain, no. So we get on the bus. And he's got my box and an umbrella. And so I tell the bus driver in Chinese that I will pay for both people.
Why would you do that?
Well, because his hands were full, he came to help me. It's only $1 or 1 yuan, 90. It's not a big deal. I will pay for it. Because my hands are
big spendo over
right?
here.
It's not a big deal.
It's $1.90.
It's like not even 16 cents, 17 cents. I'll pay for it.
Big money.
So then he tells the driver no, that he will pay for himself. And the driver's like, okay. And so he only charges me for myself. And I just look at him. I'm like, whatever, you dumbass. Then he puts his card up there, and the card is empty.
Declined.
No money on his card. Which you cannot scan my card again. Once it's scanned and you haven't gotten out the bus, you can't scan it again. So
is it really about getting off the bus?
You can't. You can't.
How would it know?
I don't know. There's something that it does. I don't know. He told me you have to get off the bus to do it again.
Huh.
And so I said, whatever. So I had no change. I had like 50 mao. I had no ones. The smallest bill I had was a 5. And he has absolutely no money whatsoever. So now he has to ask the passengers for 2 yuan.
Nice people.
To pay for his bus ride. Even though I offered to pay for the bus ride and he thought, no, I'll do it myself.
Fair change.
Like, what a dumbass.
Uh-huh.
This is your dude, man.
No,
how do you
not
deal
my
with him?
dude.
How have you not killed him yet?
Look,
I only spent like 40 minutes with him, and that was way too much.
I'm really not trying to stay in China for the rest of my life in some nasty jail. So I'm not gonna kill nobody.
I would be bald dealing with him.
It's funny. One of my students today, speaking about jail, one of my students actually came to me, and because I've been hounding them about paying attention to the news. So now I'm going to have News Mondays. New News Mondays is what I'm calling it.
Nice.
So I'm going to, and we was talking about the Jing Dong. That was their homework assignment, was to read that. And then also we were talking about this weekend, 11/11.
Yep.
And
The crazy sales.
see, that's when Stranger Things should have come out. But anyway, 11/11.
No, that's
Stranger Things. That's when Stranger Things should have come out on 11/11. Yeah, that'd have been sweet. Anyway, even though 11/11 is actually Armistice Day for the rest of the world, which is going to be interesting when the rest of the world is starting to shop in China on Armistice Day when everybody else around China is celebrating the end of World War I and the, the cease of hostilities during that time. And it's Veterans Day, so yeah, that's a weird thing. You should have seen when I told my kids that. They were all looking like, oh my. Yeah, you guys are shopping. Everybody else is remembering dead people.
Yep.
So, my student comes up to me and she starts telling me about this story that she read. And she was so surprised by it. The story was about a man got caught with drugs and was killed in prison. That was the story. I looked at her. I said, "This happens every day.
Yeah.
This is not new in China. This is China's policy."
This is how China gets body parts
Oh!
for the black market.
Well, it does. It's not really black market.
I guess
in
it's
China.
not black market, is it? No, but that's how they get organ donor.
Organ transplant.
Yep.
Organs for transplant.
Yeah. So all those foreigners that come into the country to get a transplant, that's
What do they call that? Medical tourism or
yeah.
something like that? Yeah. And she was just so like, she couldn't believe that a person was killed for bringing in drugs and having drugs in the country. And I just looked at her. I was like,
but they just
this
shoot
is-
them before they go to prison most of the
This is
time.
not new.
No.
This isn't even news.
No.
And she could not wrap her brain around the fact that this is normal. Like, all foreigners know not to come into China with your drugs.
Right. Don't do
Because
it. Don't even think about doing it.
If you get caught, you ain't leaving.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
All foreigners know that smoking weed, just weed, in China
Will
could
get you
land
shot.
you into a hairy situation.
It
Let's
could
call
get
it
you
that.
shot.
All right. You're basically taking your life into your hands by smoking
Yeah.
a joint.
Yep.
So, yeah. And it was just so funny. I just looked at it. I was like, you've got to just keep reading the news. You've got to keep, there's so much about your own country you don't know. They've never told you to pay attention to. I was like, just keep reading. Keep trying to understand it because, soon you guys are going to be running the world. So you better go ahead and
Right.
start understanding your own history now.
Yep.
Go start down that road so that at least you'll have a clear understanding of what's going on and why things are happening the way they're happening.
It's funny that you said they're going to run the world
Amen.
because I was looking for jobs today in Guatemala, Argentina, Peru, Chile, Colombia, Honduras. And I kept seeing over and over and over again jobs for China in these different countries, job listing platforms.
Yeah. But were they for the kind of, because I saw the one that you sent me, are they for the kind that are like over Skype?
No. No.
Because that would make sense because
Some of
there
them
are English
are.
speakers all over the place.
Some of them are. But most of them were come to China. Teach in China.
Well then,
The one
I'm telling you, man, China's going to be the place where everybody's going to be coming to work.
Well, the one school in
Which
Honduras that's been wanting us to come there. Keegan and I watched a video from their school last night, and they now have Mandarin classes because Honduras is starting to do work with China. But I found it really interesting because I remember speaking with a woman and she was trying to find a Mandarin teacher. Chinese citizens can't get a visa for Honduras yet.
Yet. let's. I mean,
Yeah.
keep in mind, Jingdong couldn't import,
Me.
beef and pork from the United States until like last week. So,
Right. Yeah.
come on now.
Yep.
It only takes a minute, and China will change that and just flip the switch, and all of a sudden, Chinese people will be all over Honduras,
It'd be flooding Honduras.
which might be good for us because then we could have like a side hustle,
Right.
which they'll pay through the nose for on location, like outside of the country type stuff.
Right. Yep. It was really interesting. So far that's been the only school in South America / Central America where I'm looking that has offered Mandarin classes as well
South
as.
or Central? Now you're just showing your age.
Why? What do you call it?
I don't know. What do you call it?
I'm looking.
I've been through this many
in South
times
America
at work.
and Central America. What do you call it?
Where's Honduras?
South America?
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so.
Where's Mexico?
North America.
Ooh. Okay, so then where's Panama?
Central?
Central.
I don't know.
Really? No. Don't look it up, because looking it up would just be confusing. The idea is that there's somehow, some way, things changed from the time we were in school, which was like 1,000 years ago, to today. And somehow Central America has disappeared.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because Google says.
No.
Google's right.
No. It's not about Google. The terms are still there.
Uh-huh.
But the way that they're used has changed among geographers. And so they kind of don't talk about a Central America anymore.
So what is Panama considered?
They call it, I think it's literally split in half between North and South with Mexico in the north. So Mexico's North America. Everything else is South America, which is interesting because for me,
Mexico
that's
used
not
to
right.
Be Central.
See?
It used to be.
It used to be Central America. It was North America started at the border between the United States and Mexico. Everything north of that line was North America. Everything between, what is that? What's the most what's the most southern Central American country?
Southern Central America?
Yeah. What's the last one in the chain before you get to South America? I don't remember. Belize? I should know, but I don't. I'm sorry. But yeah, that
Panama.
Is-
It says
Panama's
it's
not
the
the last.
southernmost
Is
country in Central America.
Panama.
Panama.
See, I was going to say Panama, but for some reason Panama seems too far north. But okay. So from northern Mexican border to Panama, that was Central America growing up, and then South America begins and goes all the way down, and that was normal for me. But then I started looking it up, and it was like the term Central America has been pulled. It's like it's been like Plutoized. You are not a planet.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it just moved out, and then they started. There's like a description of like the Caribbean and how the Caribbean gets divided up,
here.
and it's weird. I was just like, this is not how I learned this stuff.
No, but we were talking about this the other day when I was talking about how I was looking for flights and how it's only a 2-hour flight from Miami to Honduras. And then, like, it didn't compute in my head because I didn't think that Honduras was so close to Florida.
No. You didn't know that Central and South America was so far east.
I really didn't know.
That's the thing that's the part that messes people up. It's like, wait a minute, wait. Draw the line, look, latitude line from New York, draw it down. It's like, wait a minute, why does this cut like through Brazil? It's like, that's not supposed to be that far over. Push that back over. They're west. No, they're not west.
The map in my brain, it wasn't that far east.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to move it like more towards Texas.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Not
Trust
like
me.
directly under Alabama.
I know. It's and then when you start talking about time zones and you're like, wait a minute, they're only an hour behind us? It's like, yeah. And Michigan being in the middle of the, literally almost in the, like Grand Rapids being almost the middle of the country. And then you've got not in the central time zone. Chicago is in the central time zone. And then you go down south and you're like, wait a minute, all these other countries are in the central time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mess you up bad.
Very weird.
Mess you up.
Like Mexico City and Houston are in the same time zone. Except for Mexico changes their daylight savings time like a week ahead of
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
the United States.
In the whatever zone is still the same zone.
It's just weird. Yep. So I was looking at flights today. I was looking at jobs. I want to get out.
Espanol.
Yeah, I need to really pick up the pace on my Espanol. Since,
¿Dónde
I do...
está el baño?
I can say donde está el baño.
The most important phrase in any language. Where is the bathroom?
Où est la toilette?
In China, it's the easiest thing to say in China.
WC.
Just dance first. Hold and dance, and then just scream WC. That's all you gotta do. You'll always get somebody to tell you where the bathroom is. No. That's way too difficult when you gotta go. You just WC.
I can say it in 2-3 languages.
No, WC is. I just said it in another language. WC. That's all you need. Don't forget that.
Well,
anybody coming to China, don't forget that. WC.
When we were watching The Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan before we came to China, we laughed and laughed and laughed about how the scene where Jaden went to go talk to Jackie Chan about no hot water in the apartment, and he said, no hot agua, and the first thing that he went to was Spanish. And now as I'm like doing my Spanish, the first thing that pops into my head is Chinese.
I still have Spanish jump into my head, especially when if somebody's speaking Mandarin, I can sort of pick up stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to tell them to speak slower, and I don't know how. And I start thinking of that phrase
Mandiar.
in Spanish. But
how do you say slower in Spanish?
Más despacio, por favor.
Oh, I wouldn't know that. I'm not that far yet.
Slower, please.
I guess I know who's gonna help me grocery shop.
You don't need help grocery shopping. You'll be able to look at the packages and know exactly what you're getting.
Oh, that's true. I can read Spanish, which is kind of surprising to me. Like, we have a friend that posts stuff in Spanish all the time because that's her first language. And I can read, I'm going to say 60% of what she posts.
You're not going to... See, that's the thing that... The difference, at least for us, you're now going to use the, Roman alphabet. So then all of a sudden, things that you may not know exactly, you're going to be able to kind of get it. Like, you can get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Whereas looking at Chinese, you don't get a gist.
Right. Unless it's in pinyin, I don't know.
But you're not going to... You're just going to look at the characters and be like, okay, okay.
Because I
see Rin.
Right. I don't see... I see
that's
one.
all I see.
I see Iga. I see two. I see R.
You're not really... You're not going to look at a string of characters and be like, oh, they're talking about... No, you're not going to do that.
I can't
at least not at the level we're at. You're not going to do that.
No, I can't read any characters like that at all.
Whereas in Spanish, you'll be able to get context clues. You'll be able to use stuff around it. You'll know at least if that's a noun or a verb. You see what I'm saying? You're going to know certain things about the language just because you're using the Romanized alphabet, and you're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get way more than you would in China.
I would hope that my 7 years of French would help with some of that as well.
Sure, but you're just gonna be way more comfortable. You're gonna be able You're going to be able to be like, you'll be able to look at some text and say, what is that word?
Right.
Not what does the whole thing say, but just
Right.
that one word. Like, I don't get that. What is that?
Right.
Like, oh, that's this. Oh, I got it.
Like, I was trying to think today when the crazy things I think when I'm like cooking, but I was trying to think, how do I say I don't eat beef or pork in Spanish? And I could come up with some of it in Italian. And I could come up with a little bit in French. I could say it perfectly fine in Chinese, but I could not think of how to say I don't eat beef or pork in Spanish.
I don't know how to say beef or pork.
Carne is meat.
Right, it's just meat. I don't know how to say beef or pork. But I could say yo come solamente vegetales.
Oh, I only eat vegetables?
You know, I mean, you can do it both ways. You can say what you do eat or you can say what you don't eat.
But how do you say that no egg?
Mayo Gidan.
See? Mayo Gidan. Mayo Neonai. We go to the Chinese again.
Oh, that's so funny.
No egg. I know egg is huevos.
I tell my assistant all the time that he needs some huevos.
Sin huevos.
That's without.
Yeah.
Without egg.
Yeah.
Not that you don't eat egg.
Okay,
it's not the same thing. No come
I don't
huevos.
eat egg. Yo no como huevo.
Como?
Como. That's what it said. Yo no
Yeah,
como.
I guess that's right.
So let's see what
So there you go.
pork is.
Piggly. Piggly wiggly.
Cerdo?
Oink oink. Spell
No
it.
como cerdo.
Spell it. Spell it.
Cerdo. Cerdo.
No oink oink.
No como cerdo.
There though. Cerdo.
That's pork.
What's beef? Come on, give it
I
to
want
us.
to say. I
Chop
want
chop.
to say beef.
Come on,
is
come on.
carne.
All those people that are in like Texas right now are just screaming at us.
Carne. No como carne.
See that stupid
I knew
fucking
carne.
beef always got to be just meat.
I
What's
knew it
meat?
was
What's meat? Come on.
I'm coming.
Oh, so slow.
Carne.
See? Why is beef always considered just meat? But then
Pollo.
pollo.
And what is
Arroz con
fish?
pollo.
Pescado.
Chicken arroz. Arroz.
What is
Arroz.
what is
That was
fish?
my Spanish name.
A pescado.
Arroz.
Fish is pescado.
Yes, I know.
I asked you, but you didn't answer.
Because we were talking about arroz.
You were talking about rice.
Yes, because that was my Spanish name when I was in my Spanish classes. Arroz. Because it's Aaron, Arro. It's kind of close.
Oh, I saw that they had rambutan, like in one of the things I was looking at in Honduras. They had this huge heaping thing of rambutan.
What is rambutan?
You know, the little red things with the little hairy, the fruit.
Yeah. Okay.
But they call them something different.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
it's
I was
different
like,
language.
oh, hell. Now I've got to figure out another word. Like, I don't even...
Oh, that's a big deal to you? You're going to go to another place with another language, and you're complaining that you're going to have to learn another word?
I don't even know what the word is, what we would call them in English.
Rambutan?
No, that's Thai.
What were they in China?
I don't know.
I'm sure that the Googles probably has an answer. Especially if you just like go. You know what you might want to do is look it up on Wikipedia because then it'll show you like all the different things. But this is not an issue. How can you talk about with your crazy word salad that you have in your head
God,
all day
it's
long? How can you call this
horrible.
the issue? Like, oh, we want to move to a new place. Oh my God, new word.
You know what it is? It's lychee. That's the English word for it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So lychee fruit and rambutan is
The same thing.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
thought they were
that's
two
what I thought.
different fruits.
They're-
Because whenever I saw lychee, they were like brown. They weren't the bright red.
No, the brown ones with no spikes are the dragon eyeballs.
Longan fruit.
Yes.
Longan
That's a
berries.
totally different.
That's what that
Yeah,
was.
that's a different
And I
fruit.
like those ones.
I thought that was lychee.
The ones with the red spikiness that we find the seam and put your thumbs in and peel open. Yeah, those are the goodness.
Yeah.
Which
Those-
I still don't understand how anybody ever started eating. They don't
I'm
look
glad
bad, they don't
they
smell
did.
bad, but they're tasty.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why anybody ever opened one of those bad boys up and started eating it.
But dude, you're right. They do have some lychee without the hair, the Jamaican kind.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not something we had here. Don't act like you saw it.
No, but I just thought that the brown ones would
But-
know.
Yeah, I understand, but that's still not something we had here or in Thailand.
The one in Thailand that was like pokey, like spiky, and it hurt. You know what I'm talking about? It's like brown, kind of leathery, but it was like prickly.
No,
That's a type of rambutan as well.
Yeah, no.
I didn't see that one.
We had it. I used to get it, but only once in a while because it only was in season for a short time.
For a short time. Who
So-
you pubbing today?
I don't know. You pick someone.
need
I don't
to
have
pick
anyone
somebody.
new.
Let's do a double pub today. We're kind of slacking on the pubbing, so we need some more pubbing. All right, so let's see here. Let's do. I don't know if I can get through this one without laughing.
Which one?
I'm not saying. All right. No. Let's see here. Who do we have? Let's go back to your Clockwork Dragon books.
Yeah,
Let's
I haven't had an
let's give
opportunity to read.
Give them some love. Clockwork Dragon. It's an indie author co-op, which is kind of cool when you think about it.
It really is.
Indie author co-op. 4 Pacific Northwest science fiction and fantasy authors working together to help market one another's work.
I
Now
think
that's what
that's
you call
fantastic.
a team effort
Heck yeah.
right there. They got about 43 books out that Karen is probably going to read every last one of them in about 20 minutes.
Not 20 minutes. I haven't been reading as
And
much
like I
as
said
should.
before, she's not going to shower.
I will shower, I promise.
And she definitely won't use soap.
Silly.
But the reason Karen likes them so much is because they got the young adult titles, which she calls potato chips.
I
She
love young adult
loves
stuff.
reading the YA text.
I do.
And then, so if you want to check out some books for your teen or tween or
Yourself.
yourself, I guess. Yeah.
They're a
I
great
don't
way
know.
to relax.
I'm telling you, I don't know about the
I
potato
can't
chips,
get into
but,
I can't get into the heavy stuff.
but I wouldn't
know.
mind having them having some stuff for the classroom here.
Yeah, that'd
Because
be cool.
these kids have nothing. So maybe that's a deal we need to make.
Yeah, that'd
get
be
some-
awesome.
get
Get
some-
some
Maybe
actual.
even just get them electronically or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But the problem is electronic is then you never will sell a thing.
Yeah.
But you can find them on the Facebook. Everybody loves the Facebook. They are Dragon Clockwork on Facebook. On the Twitters, they are Dragon Clockwork as well. And their website is clockworkdragon.net. So just flip the words for those of you that are too drunk on Winy Monday to understand the difference. So there you go. That's a little bit about the Clockwork Dragon books. Karen will be definitely attacking them shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've not suffered from insomnia. Let me find some.
Insomnia? What the hell is insomnia?
Ins-
I've heard of insomnia.
I
but
haven't had
insomnia sounds dangerous.
I haven't had insomnia for a while. However, I was up until 2:00 in the morning last night for the first time in weeks,
You
which
shouldn't do that.
is scary to me because I do not want to go back to not sleeping for days.
You know, all you gotta do is get up every morning, shower with soap, Grab your children, go outside, do your 5 miles, come back. Trust me, you'll sleep that night.
I bet you I would sleep that day.
Well, I'm saying you will get the good rest in. Because, when I don't have school, then I'm doing my 5-6 miles a day. Sleeping's not an issue.
No.
And I don't take naps.
No.
I don't know. We got to find somebody else to pub today. I don't know who it's going to be, but we'll spin the wheel and come back to this. What else you got? You got anything else?
I don't. My day was
I had
that was all
something.
my excitement was.
Oh
your
yeah.
buddy.
Oh, I got to talk about this. I remember now.
Talk about your
I have
little
one
buddy.
thing. No. I did. This idea that Chinese parents have that they don't need to raise their children, that the grandparents should be doing the raising of the children, but then they're sitting in front of me about their child, which they haven't raised,
Right.
and are surprised about the grade that the child is getting in school, but the child is not even ready or like acclimated for going to school as a 10th grader. They have no concept of what school actually is. The student, not the
Haven't
not
they
the
been
parents.
in school?
They've been in school the whole time, but
How do
they've
they not
had
know what school
this-
is then?
I was talking to a parent today, and they actually said, when I think I said something about the child was not doing the work, just choosing not to do anything, and not even trying to the point where you could help them. I see where your mistakes are. Let's
Right.
get this moving to the moving in the positive direction. No. This child is just not even trying. I mean, I had assignments like just write a story about anything.
Cool.
That was it. That's your direction. Write a story.
How long does it have?
Anything, any length. Just write a story. I wanted a beginning and a middle and an end. I wanted the story to have a plot. That was it. We were literally doing the stages of plot. That's all I wanted you. Write a story. I wanted this thing to be at the beginning, it was literally like do anything. Get like 20 points or whatever. Then we'll rewrite it. Then we'll edit. Then taking them through the whole writing process in this one story at the beginning of the school year. Because they're going to have to do this multiple times, I'm getting them acclimated. This child did none of the parts. I think by the time they did their final draft, the stories had 6 different opportunities for points in the whole thing.
Dang.
Okay,
You're
so
a nice
even if
teacher.
you missed one, it probably wasn't going to hurt you all that bad, because some of them were like 5 points,
Right.
10 points. You rewrote it. Okay, I'll give you 10 points. You rewrote it. Now let's check it out and see what's in there.
Right.
Kind of thing. Okay. He does nothing. Child doesn't even take his exam. He takes it the first time, doesn't follow the directions, gets a 0. Then he goes, I tell him he must come and he must take it. Other students took it. He went, and I had a lot of students have to retake their exam.
Right, because they didn't follow the directions.
Right, because the directions were, I think I gave them 8 or 9 different topics. All they had to choose was one, and answer the question, write the essay, and they had to do a semi-well-written essay, meaning it needed a beginning and a middle and an end. Introduction, body, and conclusion. Oh my, really? That's what I'm testing. Yes, that's what I'm testing them on. So, that's what I want. That's all I really wanted, and then I wanted to see how their argument was, whatever their stance was, and that kind of stuff. Good topic sentence. I mean, you're talking like middle school stuff here.
Well.
Okay? This is
saying
middle
fifth
school
grade.
stuff. Middle school stuff. Okay? But it's an ESL class. I understand. No problem. This child didn't even show up. All the other kids were there.
He
but
didn't even come
he
to
didn't
the
even come.
exam.
And then came to class a little bit late and walked in and was just like, where were you? Why weren't you here? and he says, mumbles something in Chinese, and just walks away. It's like, what grade do you... I have nowhere to go with a grade.
Right.
I mean, you didn't... I mean, if I give you the grade from the first test you gave, it's a 0. If I give you the grade from the second one that you didn't take, that's a 0. When I put those together and average it,
it's 0.
I kind of get 0.
Listen, I'm not good with the math, but I could do that one.
So it's just like amazing to me, these parents. So the parents are sitting in front of me. They're not understanding why their child, because their child has been coming home every week, telling them that he's finished his homework. And he's been playing on his phone every weekend since school started.
Oh, no.
He's been lying to his parents so much that they don't know what to believe. But the other side of this is, all they had to do was ask.
Yeah, they're not going to ask.
But wait. All the other Chinese people, they're in a group on WeChat. They're in a group on WeChat that all the parents are in. My friend, assistant guy, he's in that group. So if they really had questions, they could have asked. Yeah. They could have just sent him a message, right?
Right.
Yeah. They didn't ask. Which to me looks like they didn't care.
They're complicit.
Right. They didn't really care. So don't sit in front of me acting like you care so much now when you're going to sit in front of me and say to me, we're not really worried about his grades. We're worried about his attitude in school.
Dude.
Well, if that's your number one thing, you're in trouble because he's failing everything.
And he has a piss poor attitude.
And his attitude is, if he was in an American school, he'd have been kicked out by now.
Is this the fart boy?
Yeah. He would have been kicked out.
No way, it's the fart boy?
Yeah. He would have been kicked out by now. He would have not been allowed to stay in the school.
He would have had his ass kicked by now.
Well, students would have taken care of him, but you know, the institution would have removed him from the school because of his how he treated other students. How he tried to bully other students and stuff. Yeah, he would have been gone. But then my coworker goes in and starts talking about his behavior stuff. I was focused on the academics. And then the mother starts crying. Now, you know, China, really, don't cry at me in China because we know that's a lot of fakery going on.
You want to get anything, just start crying.
Just start crying. So that means nothing. Then the father is crying. And then the guy that's supposed to be our assistant, his ass is crying. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? Bitch. Why are you crying? Why? You don't have a child.
You're not even a child.
You're not even married.
He is a child.
What the hell are you crying about? And that, to me, is like indicative of almost all the other problems that we are experiencing inside of China. It's like, how dumb is this? You know? Because honestly, nothing that was happening at that moment was helping that student. Nothing. They just made everything about them crying now.
Yes.
It had nothing to do to help the student understand what they need to do. So then I go to class. This is after all this.
Oh, no.
And this, let's call him a person. I was doing a small group exercise. They had to take songs that they were supposedly had read over the weekend, the songs from The Wizard of Oz, and they were supposed to take those and read them and try to understand them. That was their homework for ESL.
Okay, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, nobody did it.
Oh.
So then I had paired them up and said, okay, now tell me, you choose a song in your groups. Tell me what you think it means. Well, then now they're all looking at their dictionaries trying to figure out what the words are saying.
Right.
Because they hadn't done the homework.
Right.
And so I told them they had to get in groups, but I told everybody that they did not have to be with that guy.
Yeah.
Because it was a punishment to put anybody with him. They were basically in pairs. So it was like a punishment to put any of the smart kids with him.
Right.
Because 1, they already don't like him. 2, he's already cussed them out many times.
Right.
3, he has alienated the entire group. So it's like, I really stood there like, well, what do I do now? So I've got a kid that nobody wants to be around. I got 3 boys in the class and 4 girls.
Okay.
Him, nobody wants to be with. I've got another boy who is the one that sleeps the whole time, that just came back off suspension because he was sleeping. So sending him home helped him not sleep in class somehow, which is funny because first class of the day, he slept through. I took pictures of it. It was interesting. And then the other boy who is trying, and he's trying hard. He is doing the work. He is trying. He's doing everything we asked him to do. He's just got a low English level. I can work with that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to penalize him by putting him with all 3, putting all 3 boys together.
No.
So it's like, okay. So I stood there and I was like, all right, what do I do? How do I not penalize the good student? By being with one of these 2 bad students.
Right.
And I didn't want like 2 groups of 3.
No.
And then,
Group of
straggler.
2.
Yeah, I didn't want that. I really wanted groups of 2.
Right.
So I put the 2 jack-offs together.
Of course.
And let the other boy choose, because they don't like mixing. They don't like being boy and girl in groups.
Which
because
is
of
so
China
weird.
Has taught them that they shouldn't do that. So whenever you try to do anything in groups in this environment, the girls will always pick girls and the boys will always pick boys. And when the odd man out, whether it's a boy or a girl, basically says, I don't want to be with anybody. And that's exactly what they do. I just want to stay by myself. It's like, no, you can't stay by yourself in a group activity.
Right.
You have no group.
Yep.
And they always fight that. So I told the one boy, you get to choose which pair of girls you want to be with. So I didn't force it on him. You choose. But then this boy the other boy is going to sit back in the back and act like he's not going to move. He's not going to be the one that was parents and the guy works for me are all crying over his ass and he's not going to move. I just looked at him and said, I just had a meeting with your parents where they were crying about you and you're not going to get up? He doesn't realize that he almost went over the railing. We are on the 3rd floor.
Yeah. 3rd?
3rd.
I thought you were on the 5th.
3rd. They moved all the international program kids, quote unquote program kids, to the 3rd floor with juniors. They removed them from the 5th floor.
Why?
I don't know. It's a downgrade in their eye, I guess. Ugh. Yeah. China. It's a downgrade. So, yeah. This kid, he is definitely gonna feel the burn comes Friday afternoon, because his parents I will be surprised if he comes back. I really will be, because honestly, his parents aren't parents. They were arguing with each other while the other teacher was in there with them, and she was saying that she sees where he gets his temper and how he talks to people and everything right from his parents and all the stuff they're doing. So that just means to me they're not ready for prime time. They're not ready for being a high school parent.
Yeah, but that's common here.
Yeah, but it might be common, but the only thing they had going for them is that they showed up to the meeting.
Yeah.
The father came when we had the larger parents meeting. He was there. He was asking lots of questions. But he was talking about things. That was the one that was talking about his son like he was, ready to go to university. It's like, are you really talking about universities right now?
Give the child.
The boy he can't pass 4th grade English.
Oh.
Like, he's not even there yet. He's nowhere near high school level English. It's just like, no, this is not your worry yet. You shouldn't even be thinking about university. You should be thinking about, where is he going to go after being here in San Shui for 2 years and he still can't go abroad? Where is he going to go then? in China. That's what you should be thinking about. Because
gonna have
he's
to go work
so...
at KFC.
Well, no. There's other programs around China that will take in that next grade level. Remember, they're in high school for 3 years.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right.
there's that next grade level. They could do that even within my company. They can do it in Beijing and they can do it in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
So that's not, I mean, but it will mean a move of some sort.
Well, and it's also a waste of money if he is not going to do anything.
Well, they're already doing that. They're already doing the wasting of the money.
Yeah.
You know.
And they pay a lot of money.
Well, they actually, I found out that they're literally paying like double.
Right, because they pay for your program and they pay for the school.
It's literally like double what the...
And the kid does
kids
absolutely
pay.
nothing, and his parents are paying, $9,000 a semester or more.
Okay. I'm okay with that. To me, it doesn't matter what they pay. That's their choice. They chose to pay it. They have the means to pay it. Fine. I mean, going to a private school, you have kids that don't want to go to school and jack off and smoke and get in trouble and all that kind of stuff. How is it any different?
I don't know. I've never experienced a private school like that.
But I mean, you can understand. It's not just poor kids that get in trouble at school.
Yeah.
It's not just poor kids that are not motivated at school. I mean, rich kids are kids, teenagers. They have their own mind. They choose to do what they want to do, and what they don't want to do, they don't do. The problem is when you're sitting there with the parent and you're saying, okay, this guy's got a 0.40% in one class, and the parent wants to look at you and say, I don't believe this is true. I'm like, shit, add it up, motherfucker.
Right? You're good at math.
You get over here. You count up these zeros and see what you get.
Right.
Really?
Right.
I think I actually had like 10 assignments. 9 of them were zeros, or 8 of them, 9 assignments. 8 of them were zeros. 1 of them was like out of 5 or 10 points, and it was a 1. That's this boy's grades in one of his classes.
Whoa.
It's like, come on now, man. This is somebody's not even trying. Because I mean, of all the assignments that they've had up to this midway point, of all these assignments, all he had to do was try a little bit. He would have gotten quite a bit because it was the beginning of the term. It's kids, I'm still trying to understand them. They're still trying to understand the system. I'm not grading hard.
Right.
A lot of times it's like completion, like you tried. Like sometimes I purposefully don't read their answers to their homework, counting up what they tried to answer.
Right.
Just so I can give them a completion grade on their homework. So 7 questions. How many did you do? Literally, did you write something out of I don't know? Did you write something?
Right, because they will write I don't know.
And then I give them those points, and then I go back through that stuff and start helping them with grammar, and you should have looked at this page or whatever, and giving them more information.
Yep.
But I'm trying to give them the understanding that they, one, have to do the work.
Yeah, because they don't.
First. But the other, because in their other classes, they're not getting homework where they think. They're getting homework where they do.
Right, where they copy out of the book.
No, it's just do. Do these things, but it has no connection to reinforcing any lessons. It's not about, critical thinking or anything like that. It's literally just
wait, they don't have critical thinking in China?
No. Do this worksheet or whatever, and then they just do it, and then they're done. So it's all about, can you do it? How fast can you do it? And then move on.
And who can you copy from?
Well, if your only task is to do, and to do it as fast as possible, copying becomes viable.
Right.
Because you're not thinking. So copying is getting it done.
Yep.
So yeah, it's interesting that the conversation, because I went into that thing and was just like, how do we help you help your son? Because right now, he's not even trying. Like, he's not even here.
Right.
He's sitting in class, and I think I use the term I used to use, which probably didn't get translated, but he's trying to hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
You know, he sits in the back of the room with his head down, playing games on his dictionary. That's what he does.
Right.
You know, he's not really engaged. You can ask him to read something or say something, and he's not even there. And then you go across the room to the other side of the back of the room, and that kid's just freaking snoring. I mean, he's out. I took pictures, man. I took pictures of him taking an exam. He was literally just asleep. You know? And it was so funny because I keep trying to get their head teacher to understand that suspending a child who's sleeping in class is not going to make them stay awake.
No.
You just sent them home for a week.
So they
what
could
did you
sleep.
think that was going to do for them? It might make the parents angry, but it's not going to do anything to make the child understand what they should be doing. And I've been going back and forth for the last few weeks with our school about their lack of discipline. They don't do anything. They think that doing certain things is... What is the problem?
I'm trying to tell Keegan to turn her music down.
Oh. Why is the music so loud? Are you going deaf, child?
No.
Maybe you need to put both things in your ears.
Okay.
And then turn the music down. Don't blow out your brains.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm giving her the stink eye now.
You are or I am?
I don't know. I think I am. Am I? Does it feel stinky?
Anyway.
Anyway, enough about these parents who aren't parents. Maybe one day, maybe that's one thing that they'll learn after a couple generations of literally
I would love
many
to
failures.
open a parenting
No,
school.
hell no. I wouldn't want to. No, fuck that. No.
I would love to open a parenting school for young couples that are having new babies.
Nope, not in China. No way. Because everything butts up against them and their culture, and they don't want to fight their own culture.
That's true. You're absolutely right there.
Nope.
Because even my
fight
friend,
that shit. Y'all go through it.
who I adore with everything, and she's very Western, even though she's never been outside of the country. She struggles with that. You know, she wants to leave her hometown, but she can't because she has to take care of her parents.
Yeah. The culture right now is not ready to accept outside influence to the point where they actually have to change.
Right.
That's like a non-starter for them. So you walk in and you say anything about don't beat your kids. Oh God, you're done.
Yep.
You're not going to get cooperation from those parents because they don't know any other way. And even when you tell them there's lots of other ways, and you give them tons of examples, and you give them all kinds of now granted, none of this makes any sense to most Chinese people, but you can give them all the research you wanted to.
Right, all the scientific studies and proof.
None of it's proof. None of it's enough.
Yes, but Aaron, we can say that about many Americans.
Yes.
You can give them all the scientific studies and proof.
We also come from a culture that does put some weight, because a lot of times what will happen is, for Americans, if they're educated, because basically the only people you're going to get in your little program are educated folks.
No, I want teenage mamas. That's who I want.
No, but you're going to get educated people. You're not going to get the outside of the city.
Oh yeah.
No teeth people. Yeah. You're not going to get those people in your thing. And but we come from a culture that is research based. So what you'll end up getting is their version of the truth, or a set of information from some study that they heard about.
Right.
You know, it's going to be research based response to your research based information, and you're going to be arguing who is correct. You should drink milk or you shouldn't drink milk. Which one is it? Well, all of the studies say one thing, and then a whole bunch of other studies say another thing. When you think about it, you're just arguing about which study is right. You're never dealing with should you drink milk.
You should not drink milk.
I mean, I understand that, hence being vegan, but, that is, now you try to do that in China when everything they say is, I mean, okay, I have a rule this year. I have a rule that says you cannot order food and have it delivered to the school.
Right.
Because last year we had a problem with mice in the classroom. And kids were leaving all this food in the lockers in the classroom. And so the mice were eating the food and then pooping in the classroom.
Oh, no.
And our kids didn't clean very well.
And the
or at all.
cockroaches around here are huge.
So this year I said, let's not allow them to order food. The school has food. If the school's not providing enough food, these kids are paying tuition. Their parents should be complaining to the school.
Yes.
Okay.
But they won't.
Well, they're paying for it. That's their choice. So, no food. The question I get is, are they allowed to drink milk?
No, that's
So you
food.
can't have food, but can they drink milk?
No,
And
it's
just
food.
but it's not though. It's drink.
It's food.
No, it's drink.
It's considered
then,
protein. It's
when
food.
When you're sitting there, that is the first thing that pops into a Chinese person's brain. They want milk. They want to be able to sit and drink milk in class.
No.
All day long
so they
drinking
can be
milk.
Dumber.
Yeah, well.
So they can slow their brains down further.
Milk does a body good.
You can make your acne jump out even more.
Got milk?
You can have the calcium leaching from your bones.
None of that's important.
Listen, I am not a vegan, people. I enjoy some cheddar. I enjoy some ice cream. I enjoy some yogurt and cottage cheese. I haven't had in 6 years, but I enjoy it. But I don't have it a whole lot often.
None of that is important. The important thing is this culture says that you must drink milk.
Oh, they like, I've literally watched kindergarten teachers force it down a child's throat.
Mm-hmm. So you must drink milk. Next
Same
thing
thing
in
question, Thailand though. They give them these bags of milk,
Yep.
and then they tell them to suck them down, and they give them like
fast.
2 minutes to suck down an entire bag of milk.
And sometimes kids, the fat ones, they come back for seconds. Oh yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I've never seen a little kid. Well, because I taught kindergarten, so I never saw them come back for seconds.
Oh yeah, they come back, especially if somebody's not there that day. Oh yeah, they're coming back because that milk is still sitting there and they know it. Mm-hmm. Yep. So then I got the question today, can they have juice?
No.
It's just like, now
Water.
granted, these are things that are one-time use. So the problem was food was sitting open inside of the thing. So if they got a loaf of bread, right? And they're eating the bread, which is a thing that they do in China where they buy these 6-slice loaves of bread or 7 slices, and then they eat individual slices.
With nothing on them.
Right.
They just eat the bread.
They're just eating bread. Now, they will come with something like that and eat 3 of the slices, and then the other 2 go back in the back. So then all of a sudden, it's not really wrapped up anymore. Anything critter back there is having a party, Got a little snack going on.
I'm going to say they probably weren't mice, Aaron.
No, they were mice.
They weren't rats?
No, they were mice. They were mice. They weren't big. They weren't that big.
We have giant rats around here.
Yeah. But that's over here. They weren't rats. They were mice. The rats might have been out and around the school, like outside.
Yeah.
But not in this school. These
Not
weren't.
in the building.
These were little, small ones. But I mean, I know that because I saw the poop. But yeah, it's trying to get these people to understand that their culture is part of their problem. The culture is getting in their way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So in a lot of things that they're trying to do as a country, it is their culture standing in the way, saying, you shall not pass.
Yep.
Motherfucker.
They got
You know what I'm
Gandalf standing at the gate.
Yeah, exactly. Black Gandalf. Like Black Jesus on freaking...
Brain in the box on
it's
the
just
right.
standing there. No.
You shall not pass on the left.
So, yeah. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. What else you got for the Whiny Mondays?
That's all I have. You got another thing to pub over there?
You want to plug? Let's plug the creations because we got a new coat.
We did get a new item today, didn't we? Well, we actually got...
Aaron got a new coat. A jacket.
I got a jacket, a really cool jacket with dashiki fabric on it. Denim jacket.
Denim jacket with like the big printed
dashiki on the fabric on the back.
No, but that's not called dashiki fabric. It's
What is it called then?
I don't know the name of it. We're going to have to find out the name.
Hold
but
on,
it's one piece of fabric that has the large print design. It's all one design, but it's very large. And sometimes that gets made into a dress or that gets made into all kinds of stuff, but it's like that one large design instead of like kente, which has like many designs, but it's in strips. Or like mud cloth. But we got our Creations by Georgia, who sent us the...
She also altered a dress I had made for myself, and I gave it to Keegan because it looked better on her. And she altered it to fit Keegan and to fit Keegan's style. So she has an
Keegan
Afrocentric...
has a style?
Yeah. She has an Afrocentric pattern as at the waistband now instead of just a plain fuchsia dress.
Cool.
It's really nice.
So you guys gotta go to the Etsy. If you go to Etsy, you can if you haven't heard of Etsy, what is Etsy? Do you remember what Etsy is? Does Etsy mean something?
I don't know.
ETSY?
I have no idea what it means.
Interesting. We might have to look that up.
It is dashiki fabric.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Dashiki fabric. I always thought that the fabric was not.
There's the Ankara fabric, which is the wax print, but this is not wax print.
That stuff is nasty to try to work with.
Yeah, but it's really beautiful once it gets worn and gets.
Yeah, but when you go and you having to sew that stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work with it.
All right, so you can check out the Etsy shop, and the names are fairly long, so you can look up Creations by Georgia F on Etsy, and Etsy is etsy.com, www.etsy.com /shop /creations by Georgia F. And go check out some stuff, man, because ooh boy, it's getting that wintertime in the States.
She's got some beautiful, beautiful things on there. Some of these jackets.
No, you can't have any.
Oh,
sorry.
There's a purple one.
We're going to be packing up soon.
I'm not a purple fan, but this is the most beautiful piece I have ever seen, ever. I want it so badly. It's a purple mudcloth swing coat.
Maybe you need to tweet out a link.
I could tweet out a link. It's gorgeous.
I think you need to tweet out a link.
Okay,
I need you to hit the Twitter tweets.
Because it's stunning. When I saw it the first time, I just heard the Hallelujah chorus.
Mm-hmm. You hear that a lot.
Only when it comes to jewelry, makeup, and clothes.
And the crazy. It's funny, the girl that is all into makeup, like literally that's what she wants to do. She wants to be a makeup artist. And she's all into the makeup. I asked her, what did she buy on 11/11? Nothing. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? You're into makeup. This is something that you, like, she wants to go, not to university, but she wants to go to cosmetology school. Yeah. This is what she wants to do. Now, of course, in China, this is like a non-starter. It's not something you're allowed to do. But this is what she wants to do. Why wouldn't you buy makeup? Why wouldn't you buy makeup for yourself? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's 11/11. You're going to get stuff like cheap. Crazy. I think the total amount spent by my year 2 classroom was, what was it? Less than 1,000 RMB. Out of the $18 billion that was done in 13 hours on Saturday. $18 billion done by noon on Saturday.
Right, the first 12 hours. And I think the first 30 minutes was $7 billion?
Yes.
7 billion in 30 minutes.
They went freaking.
And that was
they were
just
telling
on
me
Alibaba.
on 100. Well, just on Taobao.
No, Alibaba. The article I sent you was only Alibaba. It wasn't Taobao, wasn't JD.
Okay, Taobao is owned by Alibaba.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, this is their made-up thing. Wow. That's why it's all over This is a reaction to Jingdong becoming popular.
Wow.
Jingdong was becoming popular and is almost as big as Taobao. So then Taobao, Alibaba, made their own day. But the thing is, Jingdong did almost the same amount of business as Taobao on Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. Now it's like our Cyber Monday. It's online shopping day. But they're only counting because until this year, Jingdong was never telling anyone what they did. They never published their numbers until this year. And this year that they did like a ton.
So I just tweeted the jacket.
You tweeted the jacket?
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Did you put the Traveling Fars stamp on it?
I sent it from the Traveling Fars.
Does the world know that we endorse the creations by Georgia?
It's so pretty.
That we have like so many things from the one store.
From the one artist.
The one store. The one front. We have like so much stuff and have had it for like ever.
If I could wear purple. Oh, but it's so pretty.
If I had a brain.
Hey, I have a brain. I just don't want to pay overweight fees.
I've been focused on the Wizard of Oz. I think I might show the kids the Wiz after.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So that they can do some comparing. Because they're terrible at comparing and contrasting. So that might be kind of good for them to do, to compare visual medium, because they can't do it at all, really, in the written word.
They can't bring you no bad news either.
Yep. Hell no. Don't bring me no bad news.
Eveline.
That's Mabel King, man. That's Mabel King.
Eveline.
Mama, I can't breathe. Only black folks know that one. That's what's happening. Anyway. All right. Where are we? Who are we? Where are we? Where are we? We are, if you want to find us, because I know you do. Stuff is going to be going up fast and furious soon. We had like that long, almost 4-hour jaunt on, was it Saturday? No, Friday night.
We had a 4 plus hour.
So that's going to be, we'll chop that up for you and throw that out there. So you can find us, of course, on the YouTubes at The Traveling Fars. Facebook is also The Traveling Fars. And then if you want to, email us, of course, that's just travelingfars@gmail.com. Twitter and Instagram, which you can find cool creations by Georgia on the Twitters now. You can find us at, both of those are Traveling Fars. So simple. See, we kiss theory. It's lovely. And then if you want to go to the blog space, it's thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. Remember, no E's, BLUBRRY. Check us out. See what's going up. We need to probably get a pictures of Aaron in his coat up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need to get and have him talk about it.
And maybe have Keegan in her new dress.
Yep. That should be tomorrow. Maybe for English, have them write something about it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Put that on there. All you gotta do is, throw it at me and I can post it. Okay. Or you can post it, actually.
I'll throw it.
It's actually really easy to post, though. Especially things that don't have anything to do with podcasting. It's just in the blog. Just new post. All right. I think that's all we got. Karen has fizzled out. She has got everything off her chest.
Yeah, your buddy, man.
See? Now she's starting up again. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Bye, people. Peace.